Okay, so I think now we are live with this. Okay, and we are gonna start. Sairam all earlier we had some technical glitch and or whatever Baba's wish that it has to be delayed. But later on, I realized, I came to know that even if they wouldn't have been technical glitch, this meeting would have been ended halfway through for some reason. I realized later. So anyway, so let's get started. What I'm recording this all by myself because I think we are gonna miss Dr. Antonio. He came. So today, continuing our series of interviews that has been taken by Dr. Antonio. We talked to Bapaji. We heard about Bala Sahib Gurav. And in this, we are going to talk about, listen from Udhavji, Baba's, most closest inner circle devotee, Shama's son, Udhavrao Deshpande. And the one difference is that other devotees, Bala Sahib Gurav or Bapaji, they were 20 years when Baba left his Baba took mahasamadhi, and Udhavji was younger than them. He was 12 years when he took mahasamadhi. So what we are gonna do is Udhavji is gonna talk us through. He has but one thing is there, all these interviews, they're all different. They're providing different insights into Baba's routine, Baba's dressing up, how Baba used to make food and all that stuff. And some other things they keep reaffirming what Baba used to do, right? So I will emphasize that. And I think after hearing these interviews, all of us Sai devotees should be very well comfortable converse with Baba's routine and other Baba's thing. You don't have to read any other books or hear secondhand, because we are hearing firsthand from the devotees who actually spend time with the Baba. So let's get directly into this. Let me share my screen. Okay. And now we're gonna go start with this.
वही सामान का लड़के उद्धव son of Shamaji,
son of
79 years now.
79. Well, ask him.
आता तुम्ही बाबा जो समाधी घेतले ना तेव्हा तुम्ही किती वयाचे होतो?
मी 11-12 वर्षाचा.
अच्छा.
So here he's saying, his name Udhavrao Deshpande, son of Shama, and then he's asked, how old were you? So he's saying he was 12 years old.
Tell him what he remembers about Shirdi Sai Baba.
तुम्ही उंच होते. किती उंच?
बाबा आपल्यापेक्षा
He's asked, how old?
माणसापेक्षा 1 मीटर अशी उंच.
पुस्तक मध्ये 5 फूट म्हणून दिलेलं आहे. 5 फूट 3 अंगुळ.
पाहिले की फोटो मध्ये पाहिले किती उंच आहे?
हा ना.
मी उंच माणसापेक्षा.
चरित्र मध्ये कसं दिलं आहे
हे उंच पैकी उभे राहिले की उंच दिसायचे.
अच्छा दिसायचे
उंच.
So here, very interesting, we all know that Baba was very tall, right? Wherever we have seen, Baba, some people say 6 feet, right? What Udhavji is saying is that Baba only looked tall, but when he was measured, his height was measured, he was actually 5 feet 3 inches, right? So that's what Udhavji is saying in this last conversation.
मिलते जुलते थे. He was loving children.
He was loving children.
Yes, children.
I see.
मी श्यामाचा मुलगा असल्यामुळे मला जोडदारी जास्त अधिकार होता.
अच्छा.
श्यामाचा मुलगा असल्यामुळे बाबांची श्यामा फार प्रिय बघतो.
So here he's saying that Baba used to love children, and we all know, we have read it other places. He used to play with them, and Udhavji was one of the fortunate persons. He spent actually most of his childhood there. Actually, he says that he will spend most of his time in Dwarkamai playing with Baba, doing mischiefs with him. And because he was Shama's son, right? And Shama was Baba's, so he will say, Shama's mulga. Very, he's one of his favorites.
नेहमीप्रमाणे बोलायचे.
मैंने
आपण जसं बोलतो असे बोलायचे.
बाकी कपडा गिपडा
कपडा बिपडा श्यामाला पाठवून दे.
म्हणजे भगवा कपडा नाही घालत होता.
नाही पांढरी
बाबा
पांढरी कपडी.
पांढरी हमेशा
नेहमी पांढरी कपडी. फडक बांधली.
ऑलवेज Baba was using white clothes, not coloring color clothes. Only white.
त्या दगडावर बाबा आंघोळ करीत असे.
कोणतं दगड ते समाधी मस्जिद मध्ये
त्या दगडावर स्नान करायचे. असा एवढा मोठा तीळ होता इथं
बाबांचे
दाढी असायची अशी.
असे बारीक असतं ना.
बारीक कवडी अशी दाढी कवडी असायची.
कवडी
मथुनावी करीत होता. मथुनावी
ते कसं करत होतो.
बसलो आपल्यासारखी आपण जसे बसतो अशी बसायची. लाकूड जे
हे पण
अगदी सगळं करायचं
आमच्यासारखे.
ते लाकूड आहे ना बाबांची चुलीपाशी लाकूड आहे ना तिथे बसून करीत असा.
अच्छा म्हणजे खाली थोडा दाढी ठेवत होतो आणि करत होतो.
कवडी असायची अशी दाढी असायची. फोटो मध्ये आहे ना. फोटो मध्ये
वो किती दिवसाला एक वेळी करत होतो.
4-5 दिवस 4-7
वन्स इन.
आणि नंतर आंघोळ कान टोचलेले होते आणि आंघोळ केल्या.
गोरं होतो या कैसे
गोरे होते.
गोरे होते.
आपल्या केळीचा गाभा जसा असतो. केळीचा गाभा केळी पाहिजे केळ खायचं ते जसं हे असायचं.
कलर
असं चमकायचं अशी चमकायची.
So here actually lot of very, I want all of us to start visualizing. Here he has given very intimate details about Baba. So we all heard from other interviews before that Baba used to take bath in Dwarkamai, right? Last time we heard from Bappaji there was a stone that's right now in the museum, the 4 corner stone, right? That's what Udhavji is saying. Baba used to take shower and then he used to wear always long kafni, right? We all know that. And he said it will be always white color, right? He never wore colored, any colored kafni. Most of the times he was right. And then he's saying that he's also reaffirming the same thing that what Bappaji said. The Baba, for Baba's shower bath, water used to be, they used to bring it from a well, Bavri, right? And last time we knew that that Bavri is, that was near the Shanti Bhavan, right? That Shanti Bhavan is near the 3 mandirs, Ganpati Mandir, Shani Mandir and Shiv Mandir. And then he's saying is, Udhavji, that Baba has a very big mole on his right shoulder, right? Till Baba has a very right, mole on the right shoulder. And we all know Baba has a white beard. He's saying it was very thin. It wasn't very heavy beard. And he will get it shaved once a week. A barber, village ka barber will come and, he will trim his beard. And Baba did not have any hair. He was bald, and Baba his ears were pierced. There were holes in his ears. And now about his complexion, he's saying that Baba was definitely white color, but with a yellowish tinge. So it's like he's comparing it with the color of the banana outer skin. That's what he's talking about.
जब दिले ना ते तुम्हाला काहीतरी हवं आहे.
पुथी वाचायला सांगायची कोणाला. विष्णू सहस्त्रनाम तुला दिलं श्यामाला.
Always Baba was used to say to others, or to devotees, to others, to our villagers, only to use God's name and sometimes read Sahasranam.
So here, he's being asked, like, what was the Baba's teaching? What did he give any blessing? How did? So he say, Uddhav is saying, he gave Vishnu Sahasranam we all know, and he will always preach that you take Naam Jap. He will not, we will hear more in later in the interview that he, and other interviews we heard that he will never ever give any mantra. He was not like any other saints that who will give Guru mantra or whatnot. He will never he say, whoever is your Guru, take their name and do the Naam Jap.
टिळक आले होते इथं, लोकमान्य टिळक आले, त्यावेळेस बसले, तेव्हा त्यांना येवलेला अटक करायची होती. सरकार इंग्रज सरकार अटक करणार होता येवलेला. तेव्हा टिळकाला सांगितलं मध्ये मोटर उभी करू नको, तू मनमाडला जा थेट मध्ये, मनमाडला थेट जा. येवला हे मध्ये आहे, टिळकाचा त्या इंग्रजाच्या राज्यात
जाऊन नको आणि थेट मनमाडला जा.
लाखो लोक जमला होता येवल्याला. येवला तालुका आहे, कोपरगाव गेल्यानंतर येवला मग मनमाड आहे. ते येवल्याला कार्यक्रम होता, तर बाबांनी सांगितलं तू मोटर उभी करू नको इथं.
So here Udhavji is mentioning about the incidents of Lokmanya Tilak. We all know, we have heard before and read it that Lokmanya Tilak also visited Baba. So what happened is, he's saying that when Lokmanya Tilak ji visited Baba, he was supposed to, his schedule was, he was supposed to go to Yola. Yola is a taluka next to Kopargaon, right? And Baba said, and there was actually, why he was to go to Yola because there was a big program there. Lakhs of people were waiting for him. So Baba said to Tilak ji, don't go there, you take your motor car and go directly to Manmad. And Tilak ji did not know why Baba is saying, but everyone follows Baba's instruction, and Tilak ji also did. So he never stopped at Yola and he directly went to Manmad, and from there he took the train to Bombay. And later on they realized that actually British government, they were waiting in Yola to arrest Tilak ji, and that's why Baba asked him not to stop there.
चावडी मध्ये एक दिवस निघायची आणि एक दिवस द्वारकामाई मध्ये मशीद.
One day Baba was sleeping at Chavadi and another day sleeping in masjid.
चावडी मध्ये मात्र कोणाला येऊ देत नसतं.
But he is not allowing to anybody to come inside in Chavadi.
So here he is talking about, we all know Baba used to sleep one night in Dwarkamai, another in Chavadi, and we'll actually talk more about Chavadi in our next session, because we're gonna do this. We are working on Anna Chinchani. We all know that Chinchani ji built that Chavadi for Baba. So what he's saying is, and we know that Chavadi, in Dwarkamai was an open darbar for everyone during Baba's time, right? Anyone can go. Of course, there were hours, right? During lunch. After lunch, nobody can go there, right? When Baba has the parda in the Dwarkamai is sitting, nobody can dare to go there. But until evening, whenever the hours were there, anyone can go, ladies, men, and all, others. But in Chavadi, he will not allow anyone to enter, right? And especially no ladies were allowed. And today also you would have seen actually where the gate, where the right side of the Chavadi portion, section where only men are allowed, that's where Baba used to say, that's where Baba's picture, and he would not allow any. That's what Udhavji is saying.
स्नान करीत असत त्या दगडावर, स्नान करीत असत, असं पाणी करीत, असं नाकावर पाणी मारित असत, बरं, असं टमरेलने पाणी टाकायचं, असं करायचं, असं मग अंग पुसायचे, उभे राहायचे, तर दगडावर उभे राहायचे, अंग पुसायचे, फडकं आपला तो टावेल असायचा, टावेल म्हणजे फडक्याचा टावेल केलेला असायचा, असं पुसल्यानंतर एक पितांबर केसरी नेसत असत, पितांबर, अच्छा, अशी गाठ बांधायची आणि पिशी. He was having some pitambar cloth. So pitambar cloth means colored cloth. पितांबर बर का, means prepared by silk. आपला पितांबर असतो. समजलं. काठाचा होता पितांबर, केसरी अंगाचा. रोजी स्नान करत होतो ना. हो, डेली he was taking, Baba was taking bath.
at Masjid or in Lendi Bagh? अच्छा
ऐका ना इकडे झालं सांगतो हे होऊ द्या ना म्हणजे स्नान झालं की मग पितांबर नेसायची मग कपडी घालायची त्याच्यावर कपडी घालायची म्हणजे बापसर जोग होते त्यांनी स्वस्ती काढायचे बापसर जोग होते तुझ्या त्यांची समाधी सापुरीला स्वस्तिक स्वस्तिक असतं ना स्वस्तिक आपल्यामध्ये असतं ना वहीमध्ये काढतात समजलंय ते स्वस्तिक काढायचं डोक्याला केसरी गंधेने
कोण काढायचं होतं
बापसर जोग काढायचे
ओहो देर वाजता अनदर
बेलाचं पान ठेवायचं आपली ठेवली बाबांची फडकं घ्यायचं असं त्रिकोणी असायचं असं त्रिकोणी म्हणजे चौकोनी असं असायचं त्रिकोणी करायचं अशी दोन्ही बाजूला असं करायचं आणि ते असं बांधायचं बाबांनी ओहो देर वॉज वन क्लोज फॉर बाबांनी बांधायचं ते एका मिनिटात बांधायचं असं केलं असं बांधायचं बाबांनी स्वतः बांधायचं असं इथं लावायचं असं करायचं ना असं बांधायचं
स्वतः बाबा बांधायचे
स्वतः बांधायचं.
So here Udhavji is mentioning more details about Baba's bath, right? What's the ceremonies and what happens after he takes bath. So what he's saying is that after bath he will occasionally wear pitambri cloth, that's a yellow silk cloth, right? And then what Baba wears feta, the cloth around his head. He will wrap it, and then that some piece of that cloth will be always dangling towards the left side of his shoulder. You would have seen in Baba's picture, right? And then Bapu Sahib joke, right? What he will do is he will make swastik on Baba's head, right? After shower, Baba's head, and he will put a belpat, and then Baba put his feta, and then that he used to do with Ashtagandha. Keshri Ashtagandha, that's what Udhavji is saying. And I think you would have read it and other places also that, making that feta, Baba had a triangular cloth. And he will do so quickly to wrap around the head that people will be very surprised, stunned how Baba did that. And this is also mentioned in some other books. Tarkhanji also has mentioned that, they were all surprised how Baba did that.
कभी कोणी आले या तुम्हाला याचा हात ठेवून काहीतरी बोलत होतो काहीतरी करत आशीर्वाद नाही ही वॉज नेव्हर अच्छा बाबा वॉज टेलिंग टू डिवोटीज और अदर्स
हिंदी में बोलते हैं
हाँ
श्रद्धा सबुरी रखो
श्रद्धा अगर बारगाम वाले आले त्यांना काहीतरी भक्ती मार्गाचे
गंध साक्षात भगवान था
नहीं वो तो बरोबर है
सब
नहीं नाम घेते तो होतो ना
हनुमान जी का दर्शन करता है
हमेशा अल्लाह मालिक नाम
अल्लाह मालिक
बाबा वॉज यूजिंग वर्ड्स
अल्लाह मालिक राम मालिक राम मालिक
always using words. कोणाला तरी मंत्र किंत्र देतो होतो क्या?
नहीं.
So here again, the question asked is how Baba used to bless people, and what Udhavji is saying is Baba never gave any mantra like we mentioned before, but he will always say Shraddha and Saburi Rakho, and he will say this in Hindi, like Udhavji mentioned, Shraddha Saburi Rakho, and we have seen that before also in our episodes that Baba was very close. He was very close to Hanumanji, Marutiji, and that's what Udhavji is saying. He will always take darshan of Marutiji, and we have related that. I won't repeat it in other episodes. That in Shripad Vallabh Charitra, it is already mentioned. Baba's incarnation is related to Hanumanji, and Baba will always say, Udhavji is saying Allah Malik, Ram Malik.
बाबांच्या बारी में आईचे बापचे कुठून आले
नाही विचारलं एकदा माधवरावनी श्यामाने विचारलं होतं की तुमचे आई बाप कुठे तेव्हा त्यांनी सांगितलं वणीला सप्तशिंगीला आई आहे सप्तशिंगी दिवी आहे ना मोठी सप्तशिंगी दिवी आहे डोंगर ऐकून असाल ना तुम्ही गेला होता कधी तुम्ही जा आता इथे एकदा तुम्ही सांगतो मार्ग नाशकाजवळून जवळ आहे तर तिथं माझी आई आहे आणि त्र्यंबकेश्वरला बाप आहे शंकरजी माझी आई त्र्यंबक इतके हात यायचे आजन भाऊ म्हणतात त्याला.
So here Udhavji is mentioning about Baba's mother and father, So, we all we are curious as devotees who was Baba's mother, father, and we have heard from Bappaji also that there's no point going in there because nobody can find out Baba's, like Namdev ji he mentioned. So Shama once asked Baba, कि बाबा तुम्हारे आई और फादर कौन है? तो बाबा said Sapshangi Devi ji hai, that she is my mother and Trambakeshwar is my father. That's what Baba answered to Shama. And then another thing, Jog Sahib, he used to put swastik and belpatra, but he used to also put tripund on Baba's forehead. And I think Baba, this is my personal opinion, thought that Baba answered this question to Shama, Sapshangi and Trambakeshwar, because if you know that Shama's family was devoted towards Sapshangi, right? So if anyone else would have asked this question, Baba would have answered similarly, but he would have taken the goddess name or Kul Devta, जो उस family, जो उस individual के कुल देवता या कुल देवी होती उसको answer. The point here is that the God, he's the God avatar, so there is no point asking his mother and father.
बरं, जो भिक्षाला जो जातो होतो ते किती वेळेला जातो होतो?
सकाळी 8 वाजता.
अच्छा.
माय बाकरा.
हा.
बाबा सामान्य टिळक लोकमान्य टिळकनी धोतर आणि उपरण दिलाय. बाबाला 66 वर्ष झाले आता.
अच्छा, बाबाला टिळकमान्याने दिलेलं आहे.
दिले ते बाबांनी पेनलं होतं धोतर आणि उपरण. या
तुम्हाला दिले का? ते तुम्हाला दिले
नाही, बाबांना दिलं.
तुमच्या
बाबांना साई बाबाला दिलं.
कोण दिले?
लोकमान्य
टिळकने दिले. तुम्हाला काहीतरी दिले?
मला नाही दिलं.
आणि तुमच्या बाबांना?
So I think we all should know by now, when does Baba used to go for Bhiksha? We have heard it from Balasai Guru, Bappaji, and now Udhavji. Baba used to go Bhiksha, asking for Bhiksha at 8 a.m., sharp 8 a.m. And what he will say is, Ma Bhakri An. Ma Bhakri An, that means, in Hindi or English, that it means, Mother, please give me a piece of bread. And then he's talking about, not related to this, he's saying about Tilakji, Lokmanya Tilakji, when he came, he gave Baba dhoti and utran, upar ka jo cloth hota hai, and Baba wore it, and looks like it was given back to Shama.
One Sitaram Mahadev Asgaonkar of Sholapur. He was a Hundekari. He came with the statue and he wanted Baba to bless it. Afghanapati.
This is here.
Yes. And when he came with the statue, Baba touched the statue and Baba had kept that statue on the stomach.
On his stomach.
Yes.
On his stomach.
The weight is wasn't kind. It's about 40 kilos.
40 kilos.
Yes. What Sai Baba did, he presented the statue to Shama, but did not give back to Sitaram.
So, wait.
So here, this is an interesting, Leela. We know Baba was always used to take things. If you go to Baba, hand over your books or items to be blessed by, it's not certain that he will return it to you, right? Of course, there is a reason, valid reason, good reason, right? So similar thing happened. Sitaram Mahadev from Sholapur, once he came, he came in a train to Kopargaon, and then he took a tonga. He had Ganpati ji idol with him. It was around 20 to 40 kgs, right? He took it on the tonga from Kopargaon to Shirdi so that he can get blessing. He can bless that idol and he can take it back. And then when he gave it to Baba, Baba put it on his lap, but instead of give it to him, he gave it to Shama, right? And we will see later in this episode, we will give you the video of that Ganpati ji. It's actually right today also in Shama's residence. We have a video we will show you.
Shama was one of his right hand.
Right hand, yes,
Yes.
always with him.
Always with him. किती वर्ष होते त्यांच्यावर? His father was associated with Sai Baba for nearly about 40 years.
40 years.
Yes. And teaching as
टिळक आली तरी बाबांना माघारावाला भेटली की जायचे.
he was a mediator, not Shama was a mediator between Sai Baba and other devotees. Whatever difficulties the devotees had, Sai Baba used to ask Shama to help them out.
I see.
Yes. He used to ask certain monies from his devotees to be given away to the poor people.
At night, at the end of the day.
Yes, he used to give. Whatever the devotees, he used to personally ask the devotees to give money, and then he used to distribute that money amongst the poor.
I see.
Yes. But Shama used to give medicines.
Used to give medicine.
Medicines. In that, he used to add Udi of Sai Baba.
But because his father was a doctor.
Doctor noticed. He was not.
What was the medicine?
He was a Vaidya. Shama had told his son, Udhav, to serve Baba without taking any money from the Samsthan, and it should be done freely. And he served Baba nearly for 40 years, that is Udhav. And he did not take a single paisa from the Samsthan.
And this the
for
father,
his service.
This the father told him
Yes.
when he was dying.
Yes, when he was dying. This the father told him when he was dying. Yes.
So, इसमें you would have seen there is a different voice. So I am sorry, I should have shared with you. In this interview, there is another interpreter named Grime. I hope I'm pronouncing his name Grime, Grime, right? So he and his wife were present that day when Dr. Antonio was in Udhavji Shama's house, right? So he is actually telling in English about Shama ji. So I'm gonna say in Hindi. He's already explained in English. So Shama ji जो थे उन्होंने 40 साल बाबा के साथ अपना टाइम व्यतीत किया है. और जैसे कि हम सब जानते हैं कि श्यामा जी जो थे वो एक तरह से जैसे नंदी जी हैं वो शिव जी के लिए, वैसे ही श्यामा जी थे कि तुम्हें अगर मिलना है बाबा से तो श्यामा जी के थ्रू ही जाना पड़ेगा. जैसे कितने लोग जो आते थे, भक्त आते थे, अगर बाबा से अगर उनको कुछ चाहिए फेवर और बाबा ने मना कर दिया तो श्यामा जी के थ्रू वो करते थे. और बाबा जो थे वो इसमें उद्धव जी कह रहे हैं कि भक्तों से हमें पता है बाबा सबसे दक्षिणा लेते थे, बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे वो सब दक्षिणा बांट देते थे. और वो कब बांटते थे, इसमें वो उद्धव जी कह रहे हैं, उनसे पूछे कि आप कब, वो बाबा कब बांटते, वो बाबा शाम को बांटते थे और बाद सब जो अकाउंट था वो इवन आउट हो जाता था एट द एंड ऑफ द डे. और श्यामा जो थे वो हमें पता है श्यामा जी जो थे वो वैद्य थे. ही वॉज नॉट अ डॉक्टर, राइट, वो वैद्य थे. और वो बाबा उसमें क्या करते थे, वो श्यामा जी जो थे सबसे पहले स्कूल टीचर थे. और उनका जो इफ यू गाइस नो, उनका जो स्कूल था, जो क्लास थी वो बिल्कुल द्वारकामाई के सामने ही थी. दिस इज नॉट मेंशन हियर, आई एम जस्ट शेयरिंग विद यू. उनकी क्लास बिल्कुल सामने थी. एंड वेरी अर्ली डेज ही यू कैन सी फ्रॉम दैट विंडो बाबा, एंड ही विल हियर एट नाइट्स की Baba is talking in different languages and thing, and he wasn't sure. So I'm talking of the times when Shama ji wasn't sure. He did not have full faith in Baba that he is God, and so he was earlier a school teacher, but after that he also started Vaidati, कि अपना medicines बनाना. और ये medicines नहीं थी जो घर के नुस्खे होते थे वो गांव वालों को देना ताकि वो उससे ठीक हो जाता है. बट उसमें जब उनको फेथ आने लग गया तो उन्होंने बाबा की उदी डाल के उसको गांव वालों को देनी शुरू कर दी. तो और इसमें क्या बोला है कि श्यामा जी ने जब उन्होंने शरीर छोड़ा था तो उन्होंने उद्धव जी को बोला था कि तुम संस्थान के थ्रू बाबा की सेवा करना और एक पैसा भी ना लेना संस्थान से, बट बाबा की सेवा. और उद्धव जी ने वो बिल्कुल उसको निभाया. एंड ही और उन्होंने 40 साल तक बाबा की सेवा करी है.
During Baba's time, according to Uddhav's memory, he says there were only 2 aartis. One used to be at 5 a.m., that was the Kakad Aarti, and at 12 noon, that was the afternoon Aarti. And at about between 4 to 5, there used to be Kirtan and Bhajans.
And after sang himself kirtan.
Personally, he never sang any bhajans. He used to only sit
And sing and listen.
and listen. The most important festival during Baba's time he used to celebrate was Ram Navami. Even many Muslims used to come when Baba was there, but 3 or 4 of them, they really served Baba personally.
Really saw Baba.
Served Baba. Now Fakir Baba was there.
Maulana Baba.
Maulana Baba.
Maulana Baba.
Abdul Baba.
Abdul Baba.
बस ये नेहमी राहायचे.
These 3 they used to be with him always.
भिगूभाई मुसलमान.
One Bhigubhai Musalman was there. One Das Guru Maharaj used to worship his feet only.
But afterwards, everybody started.
Yes, afterwards.
After Dasgano.
Yes.
तो यहाँ पर अगेन आई विल रिपीट, यहाँ पर जो इंटरप्रेटर है वो डिफरेंट इंटरप्रेटर है. ग्रिमे, वो उनकी वाइफ उस दिन श्यामा जी के घर में थे और वो ये इसको इंग्लिश में ट्रांसलेट करके बता रहे हैं. और वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग कि आप सब भक्तों को पता है या नहीं, बट उस समय बाबा की 2 आरती होती थी. एक सुबह काकड़ आरती 5 बजे जो जी बता रहे हैं, और माध्यन आरती जो कि मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स 12 बजे होती थी, बिकॉज वी नो एट टाइम्स बाबा, बिकॉज ऑफ बाबाज एक्टिविटीज इट गेट्स डिलेड और समथिंग, राइट. शाम की आरती नहीं होती थी. और आपने इसको पढ़ा भी होगा या दूसरी पुस्तकों में कि जो मेघा जी थे वो दीक्षित वाड़ा में बाबा की फोटो लेके उसकी आरती करते थे शाम को. और कई बार बाबा उस समय दीक्षित वाड़ा के नीचे आते थे मेघा जी को दर्शन देने. तो ये एक तो बताया. और उन्होंने दूसरी बात ये बताया उद्धव जी कि शाम को 4 से 5 बजे कीर्तन होते थे. ये बप्पा जी ने भी बताया कि बाबा पूरा बिजी रहते थे, काफी कोई लोग आते रहते थे, भक्त लोग आते रहते थे कीर्तन के लिए, भजन होते रहते थे. और जो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट फेस्टिवल वो हमें पता है बाबा के टाइम में रामनवमी होता था. और 3 ये उद्धव जी बता रहे हैं कि जो 3 बाबा के क्लोजेस्ट मुस्लिम डिवोटीज जो थे वो थे मौलाना जी, अब्दुल बाबा, फकीर बाबा, और एक भीकू भाई मुसलमान होता था. और उन्होंने बताया कि दास कनू जी जो थे वो बाबा के सिर्फ पैरों को हाथ लगाते थे, वर्शिप करते थे, और उसके बाद बाकी सबने भी शुरू कर दिया.
Did you have any particular experience with Sai Baba?
मला एकाचे पैसे द्यायचे होते, तर त्याला मी वायदा केला होता. आणि त्याप्रमाणे मी माझी परिस्थिती अशी गांजून गेली होती. मी मशिदीत गेलो आणि रडत बसलो. म्हणजे दिगंबरीत असतो वैष्णदेव करायला, तिथं पूजा मी करायचो तिथं, आणि कोपऱ्याला बसून बोलत ते आंघोळ केल्यावर. तर मी रडायला लागलो, भयंकर अतिशय रडायला लागलो. रडायला लागल्यानंतर म्हणजे अतिशय हे झालं. एक पारशी आला आणि त्यांनी त्या गर्डर पैशी चपला काढल्या गर्डर पैशी चपला काढल्या त्यांनी, आणि वर आला. एक अशी पारशीची काळी, हे डोळ्याला असा कॅशवा शेरवाणी चेहरा असा वाघासारखा, आणि पाठीवर असे हात देऊन आला वर.
Uddhav had many experiences about Sai Baba, but I will narrate you one of them. Once he had debt of 500 rupees. He had to give it to somebody, and he had no money with him. So while performing the puja of Sai Baba in the morning, he cried, and he performed the puja silently. He didn't speak, and he cursed Sai Baba that what is this? I don't have money, and I have to give money to that fellow. And at that time, one Parsi fellow came, and he gave him 500 rupees. Uddhav didn't know how much money did he give. He just came home, and when he saw that he has given 500 rupees. So he gave it to
one of the many miracles.
Yeah.
Baba knew his problem.
Knew his problems, yeah. Before about 10 to 12 days, he told people that I am going to take samadhi. And at that time, about 7,000 people were gathered. They were agitated, they cried. They had big ceremony that time.
7,000 people.
About
they
7,000.
had processions with parties.
Yeah, procession. They had procession. And
so again, I will say this is the interpret. Grime's wife. She was present. Like I said, Mr. Grime's wife was present. She's interpreting, translating English what Udhavji mentioned. So इसमें बताया गया कि बाबा एक इंसिडेंट बताया कि जहाँ पे उद्धव जी को उधार हो गया था 500 रुपए का, और वो बहुत ही परेशान थे और उन्होंने बाबा से कहा कि कुछ करो और फिर एक पारसी आया और उसने उनको पैसे दिए, और वो उन्होंने उस समय काउंट नहीं किए, बट वो एक्चुअली 500 रुपए ही थे. तो वो लीला बाबा की बता रहे हैं. And we have seen this, many times how Baba, even Dikshit ji, Kaka Sahib Dikshit ji was in debt, actually, big debt in his late years after, Baba passed away. And he was to give some 30,000 rupees, and he was thinking at night, the next day he had to give 30,000 rupees, and that night before he was thinking, okay, maybe tomorrow I can ask this person or this person, this person can help me. And then he suddenly realized, why I'm asking all this when Baba is there? So Baba will help me. And tomorrow, the next day, that's what happened. He was called on by his friends, and he gave him money for investing, and he took that. But I don't want to get into that. But the point is that we will see a pattern where Baba helps his devotees at the last moment, right? Because he wants to test his faith, that whether you can stand till the last moment or not. And that's what happened to Udhavji. And we'll see one more incident. Another thing, और जो बता रहे हैं कि महासमाधि के बारे में जब हमने पापा जी से पढ़ा था कि उद्धव जी बता रहे हैं कि जब बाबा की हुए थे तो 7,000 लोग, काफी लोग भक्त इकट्ठा हो गए थे और उनकी पालकी निकाली गई थी.
Baba likes to cook the food. The vessel put in the masjid. There is one fire in this one, no? Putting on it. Then water was pouring. क्या नाम बोले? पानी कौन टाकत होतो?
माधव फसले हंडी टाकायची.
Madhav Fasle was pouring the. Yes.
आणि मग बाबा तांदूळ धुवून
Madhav Baba cooking food.
त्याचा गोड भात करायचा.
कोण? बाबा.
ते धुवून आणायचे, तिथून आळावून धुवून आणायची. ते बाया, ती भीमबाई म्हणून नावाची एक बाई असायची, ती धुवून आणायची. अशी पाट्या असायच्या, त्या पाट्यामध्ये आणायची. आणि त्या आणल्यानंतर मग ती धुवून आणल्यानंतर आजन आल्यानंतर बाबांनी मग त्याच्यामध्ये मुठभर टाकायचे. बाकीचे मग त्या लोकांनी टाकायचं. मग तो गुळ फोडणीला गुळ असायचा. गुळ, तो गुळ टाकायचा त्याच्यामध्ये. भात व्हायचा ना तो. तांदूळ टाकले शिजायचा, तो गोड भात करायची. मग ते तो गुळ टाकायचा.
अच्छा, बाबा तुमच्या हातावर हे करत होतो ना? दणबण हात टाकत होतो ना?
हात घालून असा आहे करीत.
काहीतरी होतं बाबांना?
काही नाही, असं वर हे करायचे आणि असा सगळा हात घालायचे. ते डिगी फार मोठे आहेत. असं घालायचं. किसमिस, मनुका, बदाम, ते सगळं टाकायचं त्याच्यामध्ये. आलं का लक्षामध्ये? मग तूप टाकायची पातेलीवर, आणि ते हे केल्यानंतर असा हालून घ्यायचा. घालायचे म्हणजे असं करायचे. ते कानाला तूप असं यायचं.
So here very detailed account of Baba's cooking food. Udhavji is saying that he has seen how Baba used to cook food because he was very fond of cooking. He will get, we have read it other places, that he will get all the grosses, all the condiments on his own, right? So Udhavji is saying ki there is a chula there in the Dwarkamai. You would have seen when you enter on the left side, there's a chula. There will be a vessel, right? And Bhimbai, the lady Bhimbai, she will wash the vessel, right? Madhavrao Fasle will pour water, and the first, as a good omen or starting first piece of grain, rice, was put into the vessel by Baba. So Baba will put handful of rice into the vessel, and after that other devotees will put into that vessel, and Baba will put jaggery, good, right, kishmish, badam, other kinds of nuts, and one full cup of ghee into this, and there was no like a spatula to mix it, right? We all know he will use his hand. So Udhavji has seen this. Udhavji is saying he will use his hand to mix it, and nothing will happen to his hand, right? We all know that.
आठवण ही मग ते असा हात करायचे, हात असा हात करायचे लावायचे, आणि ते फकीर बाबाला 55 रुपये देत होते डेली रोजी. एक मुसलमान होता मालेगावचा, त्याला द्यायचे 55 रुपये रोज द्यायचे. तात्या बाबाला 35 रुपये रोज द्यायचे. तात्या पाटील कोत्याला 35 रुपये रोज द्यायचे. अलग लक्षामध्ये रामचंद्र पाटलाला पैसे द्यायचे.
So here he's mentioning about all the Dakshina Baba used to give. We know that Baba used to give. So he's saying 55 rupees to Fakir Baba, 35 rupees to Tatya ji, and then money to Ramchandra Patil ji also.
Ask him if there was a special time for Baba to distribute money. He did it in the evening or he did it any time?
म्हणजे जे कोणत्या वेळेवर देत होतो, सकाळी का? ओनली इन द इव्हनिंग टाइम. ओनली इन द इव्हनिंग टाइम इज मनी इज डिस्ट्रीब्युटेड.
So I think what he's asking is a question Dr. Anthony asked, when was Baba giving money to other people? So we know, we have heard before in the interview that he will give it in the evening. But I would like to give a thought, share a thought with you guys, right? We all know that Baba did not need any money to give it to any of his devotees. He was Par Brahma, right? If he can create money anyway, right? So he so that he did not want to show this chamatkar to other people, or maybe to the government, because we know that even the British government was after Baba, that they wanted to tax him, right? Because there was a lot of money. They heard there's a lot of money being given away, so where is he getting the money? So they wanted to tax him. And I think, or I have read it somewhere that and this is a very plausible explanation, that Baba took this money from Dakshina. One of the reasons was this, not the only reason. Baba took this money from his devotees, right? And he used to give it to other devotees, to poor people, so that nobody thinks that Baba is creating money. His chamatkar. He did not want to show that chamatkar. Of course, we know that one of the other reasons was that Baba used to take away your bad karms and all that stuff, right? That was definitely the reason. But something I wanted to share with you guys.
माधुकरी मागायला जातात सकाळी 8 वाजता बाबा. माय भाकरी आण. इकडे बापसाहेब बुटी धरायचे, एकीकडे दांडाला बापसाहेब बुटी धरायचे. दांडाला त्यांच्या बापसाहेब बुटी, वाड्याचे मालक. आणि नानासाहेब निमोणकर इकडे धरायचे. नानासाहेब निमोणकर.
So here again, there Udhavji is saying Baba used to go for Bhiksha at 8 a.m. But in his later years, Nana Sahib Nimonkar and Bhuti ji will walk with Baba for Bhiksha to support him, because he was, he was old or unable to walk. I don't know, Baba was maybe pretending not to walk. I can't believe, right? So you would have seen that picture, a very famous picture where Baba flanked by Bhutiji and Nanasaheb Nimonkar and Bhagoji Shinde holding that chhatri in the back. So that's what Udhavji is mentioning, that both Bhutiji and Nimonkarji will walk with Baba for the Bhiksha and saying, Ma Bhakriyan.
बाईला मूल होत नव्हतं, तेव्हा ती बाबाकडे आली मुलगा करता हैदराबादहून. तर तिला मूल बाळ नसते, श्रीमंत घराण्यातली होती. तेव्हा ती आली, श्यामाला भेटली, म्हणजे माधवरावला भेटली श्यामाला. मग ते श्यामाला भेटल्यानंतर मग ती देवाकडे घेऊन गेली बाबाकडे त्यांना तिला. मग तिला ती नारळ दिलं देवा. अगोदर नको त्यांनी जाऊन द्या, तुमच्यावर काय नाही म्हणून बाबा म्हणलेलं आहे ना. अगोदर बाबाकडे त्यांनी गेले, अगोदर बाबा काय म्हणले, यांना काय होणार नाही, जाऊ नका, हा काय होणार नाही, जाऊन दे. पण श्यामाकडे गेल्यानंतर श्यामा घेऊन गेले नारळ. ते मग बाबांनी त्यांना सांगितलं, बाबाला सांगितलं श्यामानी की असं असं आहे, हे नारळ असं द्यायला लावलं बाबाला. बळ
So here Udhavji is talking about one another incident where there was a Hyderabad couple from Hyderabad. They did not have any kid issue, so they visited Shirdi. Everyone used to come, many people used to come to Baba, like Damonaji God, right, others. So they visited Baba so that Baba can bless them and they can have an issue. But when they entered, went to Dwarkamai, Baba did not give a favorable response, right? We know Baba at times will not give favorable response for a valid, good reason, right? So they were very disappointed. They came out of the Dwarkamai, but then we all know when things doesn't work with Baba, who to approach? It's nobody but Shama. So they approached Shama, and then Shama convinced, or Shama was very close to, he can force Baba doing anything, right? So he forced Baba to bless that couple, and that's what he did. Baba did bless, and after 12 months they did get the issue.
श्यामा जी बाबा के पास में जो रहते थे ना, कुछ बाबा श्यामा जी को कुछ देते थे? नहीं लेते, बस बाबा गणपती खाली एक गिरा. हे टिळकानी धोतर आणि उपरणी ती पाहिलं? तुम्ही कोणाला पाहिलं की बाबा काहीतरी करत होतो पेशंटला, म्हणजे काहीतरी दुःख झालं त्यांना, दुखत आहे ते काहीतरी झालं, बाबा स्वतः करत होतो. हो, ते सापकर आमचे आजोबा आले पाहायला, आमच्या आईची वडी, तेव्हा पुढच्या वेळेला आमची शाखा आहे तेव्हा त्यांना कळलं तिकडे काही मुलगा मिळाला नाही, मग शिर्डीला म्हणून समजलं माधवराव. बरं. आणि ती रोगी आलं होतं, ती कोणाला पावाला काहीतरी हात करून बाबा बरोबर केलेलं आहे ना, ती माझ्या आठवणीत नाही. तर ते मग आमच्या आजोबाला ऑपरेशन करायचं होतं, इथं हाडूक होतं. मग बाबांनी काहीतरी पानं वाटले आणि त्याला गोळा बसवला, वाटले, आणि काहीतरी तुमचं दालचिनी, वडाची पानं असे काहीतरी वाटले. ते काही सांगता येण्यासारखं नाही, पण ते असं काहीतरी गोळा असा एवढा केला आणि आमच्या आजोबाच्या इथं बसून दिला. नंतर बरं झालं त्याने 3 दिवस राहिले. ते ऑपरेशन करणार होते, मुलीचं लग्न करायचं आणि ते ऑपरेशन करायचं. त्याच्याकरता ते मुलगा पाहायला आले. श्यामा बसले होते बाबाजवळ. तर बाबा हसले. तर त्यांनी सांगितलं, मग ते बाबांनी सांगितलं दे म्हणजे तुझी मुलगी, हे पाय दाखव. पाहिले ते मग ते बाबांनी ये म्हणजे इकडं. तो गोळा बिळा वाटला, असा दालचिनी काहीतरी असा एवढा गोळा वाटला आणि वडाचं पान असं बांधलं. 3 दिवसांनी सोडायला सांगितलं. ते बरं झालं. राष्ट्रांची ते मुनीम होत्या, आमच्या आईची वडील मुनीम होते. राष्ट्रीय नाना राष्ट्रीय ना, त्यांची तर मुनीम होते. हो, मुनीम, त्यांचं दुकान आहे भांड्याचं, तिथं मुनीम होती. नगर
हो, त्यांनीच आमच्या आजोबांनीच आणला. हो, तिथे नगरला होते, त्यांना घेऊन आले वडिलांना, नानासाहेबच्या रात्रीच्या वडिलांना दामवांना इथे घेऊन आले. ते अशा गावले आहे शिर्डीला, असं असं ते पाय दाखवलं त्यांनी. अरे काय करत गुण जाऊन हे असं असं गावले आहे म्हणजे त्यांनी.
So here, very interesting. I'm not sure how many. I didn't know this thing. I'm hearing for the first time. Here, Udhavji is talking about Shamaji's marriage. So Shamaji, so Udhavji's Nanaji meaning maternal grandfather, meaning Udhavji's mother's father. He was a munim in Damu Annaji's shop in Ahmednagar. Okay. So, and Damuji Anna's shop was related to Bhanda. Bhanda means, utensils, bartanon ki dukaan thi Ahmednagar mein. And he was Damu Annaji, this Shama's father-in-law, which is same as Udhavji's maternal grandfather. He was a munim there, right? So he had a problem before this is, and now we are talking before Shama got married. So at that time, he had a problem in his thigh. And he came to Shirdi to see if Baba can help. So Baba said, and he was what he has shown to many doctors, and they were saying it needs to be operated. So Baba said no need for operation. Baba gave banyan leaf, and with dalchini, and within 3 days he got cured, which is not surprising, right? If you go to Baba, that's what happens. So he was very happy. And then he was sitting in Dwarkamai. Baba was sitting there. Shamaji was sitting there. And he said, Baba, I'm really grateful this thing, but I have another problem. I have a mulgi, I have a daughter, and she's also not getting, I'm looking for the right match for her. So Baba said laughingly, so give your daughter now to Shama. And that's where that daughter, his daughter was, given to Shamaji, and they got married. And he came to cure his thigh, but actually he got his daughter also married. That was also one of the worries for him. And then because he was working at Damuji's, he was a munim in Damuji's shop. So he told Damuji ki aisa chamatkar hua hai. And then he introduced, he also brought to Baba. So that was one of the things that stimulated or motivated Damu Annaji to come to Shirdi.
त्याला काय आणायला लावलं वाहनाच्या दुकानावर, आणि ते पृथ्वीवरची वास्तूच असते काही चरित्रामध्ये पाहिलेलं आहे. हो, विष्णू सहस्त्रनाम माझ्याकडे होतं, पण आमच्या भावजाईच्या भावाने चोरून गेले इंदूरला. हो, बाबा विष्णू सहस्त्रनाम तिथे काढून दिलं ना, त्यावेळी तुम्ही होतो तिकडे? नाही, तुम्ही पाहिले नाही. अच्छा, वन ऑफ द थिंग संस्कृत आहे.
So this is the incidents we all know in Pothi. It's written how Baba gave Vishnu Sasnam to Shamaji. Sadhu came, and Baba took that Vishnu Sasnam and gave to Shama. That's what Udhavji is saying, and he's saying that it was in Sanskrit, but Shamaji will go to Baba to understand as and when he couldn't understand, and Baba will explain to him. And then, of course, I'm sure you will ask, and I also did not know this thing. The question was asked to Udhavji that where is that Vishnu Sasnam? So he's saying that is with his cousin, some cousin in Indore.
कोणाला? श्यामाला. काकड्याला पृथ्वीमध्ये. हो, एरी होतो, जुनं घर होतं आमचं, लहान होतो. माझं वय 5-6 वर्षाचं असेल. हो, मग आमच्या चुलत्यांनी जाऊन सांगितलं तात्या पाटलाला, काकासाहेब दीक्षितला, की असं असं झालं. मग उद्धव बाबा म्हणजे तू घेऊन गेले त्यांना. अच्छा, नंतर बाबा शिवाजी वर ना ते अच्छा ते बाबा काहीतरी टाकले दिले त्यांना मग कापवले उतरला साप सगळा शेवटपर्यंत काळी मरोस्तवर काळी करंगळी होती शेवटपर्यंत मरोस्तवर काळी करंगळी होती हो.
So this is, we all know about the incident where snake, Shamaji was bitten by a snake. So what Udhavji is saying is he was 5 years old when Shamaji was bitten by snake. And then when he was bitten, Shamaji's cousin gave this news to Kaka Sahib Dikshit and Tateji, and they went to Baba and informed him. So Shamaji was taken to Dwarkamai, we all know. And after that also it's written in Poti that Baba started cursing utar, like Udhavji saying utar niche ja wahan ja, right? So that was actually targeted towards the snake's poison. And what he's saying is that we all know Shamaji got well, right? But Shamaji's smallest finger, last smallest finger, it turned black, although he did not have any pain, and it remained black till he left his body in 1940. So Shamaji left his body in 1940, and Udhavji was 12 years old in 1918. So Udhavji had a very good amount of time to spend with Shamaji, where he shared all these Baba's experiences.
हरिद्वारला मी माझ्या पुतण्याचं लग्न झालं, माझ्या भावजाला काही बोलवलं नव्हतं. हा भावजाला काही बोलवलं नव्हतं. माझ्या भावजाला माझ्या सावतरी भाऊ होता ना मला पहिला आईचा तो वारला तेव्हा मी रागरावे हिमालयात निघून गेलो. कधी माझे वडील वारले नंतर. अच्छा तिने विचारले का तुम्हाला काय झाले पैसे कमी होते आणि भात बिस्कुट होतो असं खाल्लं. माझ्या भावाने दिलं होतं. तो भात खाल्ला आणि भिजलो चटकीमध्ये. चटकी तिथं भिजलो. निघाल्यानंतर हिशोब आला. कोण एक हिशोब आला तिथं माझ्या चटकीमध्ये. हिशोब म्हणजे एक माणूस आला चट्टीमध्ये. चट्टी म्हणजे काय उतरायची जागा. हो ते गदाचं नाव आहे ते. तो चड्डी मध्ये कोण आले तो एक आला. आल्यानंतर तिने विचारलं मला कुठून आला तुम्ही. म्हणलं मी शिर्डीहून आलो. नाही मी बसलेलो असा. प्रश्न विचारला तुम्ही कुठले. शिर्डी का झालं मला ओळखलं का म्हणे. कोण त्याने म्हणे तो म्हणे तुम्ही ओळखत सांगतो तुम्हाला. मला ओळखलं का मी हार्द्या अंड्याचा आहे. सदुभैयाचा मुलगा आहे. हार्दा अंडा सदुभैया म्हणजे बाबांना आसन बिसन दिलं ना चौऱ्या बिवऱ्याची फोटो ठेवण्याची सदुभैयाच दिलेलं आहे. काय झालं मग त्यांनी मला विचारलं तुम्हाला काय अडचण आहे का. अडचण आहे का काय पैसे माझे खराब झाले. किती पैसे देऊ तुम्हाला. 200 रुपये.
So here another instance Udhavji is talking of in 1944, right? Udhavji went for the Char Dham Yatra, right? Kedarnath, Haridwar, Gangotri. But what happened when he was in Haridwar, he was left with only 10-12 rupees. So he had very less money, and now he did not know what to do. To return to Shirdi, you need 50 to 60 rupees at that time, 1944. So he was very worried, and then he he had faith in Baba. He had his lunch and went for rest. After that, what happened around in the afternoon, some person came to him and said, "Why are you worried?" So Udhavji explained to him. So he said, "Don't you recognize me? I am from Shirdi." And Udhavji said, "No." He said, "I am son of Sadhu Bhai Nayak." Sadhu Bhai Nayak was a great devotee of Baba from Hardak. Hardak is a place in Madhya Pradesh. So Sadhu Bhai Nayak, just to give you about him, Baba actually sent him a picture, like Baba sent his picture, photo to Pradhanji in Devpuri, like he sent to Hemant Panji. He sent a similar picture through Balak Ram to Sadhu Bhaiya in Hardag in Madhya Pradesh. And he told him that this picture, you be there, no need to come to Shirdi, I am with you as part of this picture. So this son, Babu Roy Sadhu Nayak, he actually, that's what Uddhav is saying, this guy who came to him in Hardwar telling, don't you recognize me? He said, I am son of Babu Roy Sadhu Nayak, right? And he gave him 200 rupees at that point of time. And now we will hear the next interesting part now. Okay, so what happened that he gave him 200 rupees and Uddhavji asked his address for sure, right? He wanted to return the money. He gave his address. And then, what he's saying is that when you return from there, you have to first worship Gangaji and then only you can cross Gangaji. So he did all that. He returned to Shirdi. And after returning to Shirdi, he actually took money from Appaji, 200 rupees, so that he can return to Sadhu Bhai son, right, at his address. So he took the money and then he sent the money order. And guess what? After a few days, that money order got returned because there was no person existed on that address, right? So then after a few days, there was an inspector who came to Shirdi. So Udhavji asked that inspector, can you help me find this address because I have to return this 200 rupees to this person in Harda. And he gave that address to him. And after a few days, inspector sent letter into Shirdi that there is no such person. So this is no difference. This Leela is no different than Baba going to Chandrokarji's house, giving him Udi to his daughter, or manifesting other places. Although Sadhu Nayak did have a son, but right, Baba helped his devotees thing. So now what I'm gonna do is I want to show Shamaji's house. Let me show you. Hold on 1 minute. So this is the Shamaji's house in Shirdi. This is the same house where you would have read in Pothi where Hemant Pant came when he was very disturbed that how come Baba is not blessing me. He sat in the veranda and Shamaji was taking shower. They exchanged stories. This is the same house where Shamaji left his body in 1944, right? 1940, I think 1940. So it was during noon. It was at noon time. He left his body. He asked Udhavji was there. He asked Udhavji, "What is? Can you get me betel nut, pan, supari?" And he got it. And after that, he left his body. It is the same place. This is the same house. When Shama was ill, Baba will visit him. Udhavji said that Baba will visit multiple times in this house. So this is a very blessed house, and you can't miss this. If you are in Shirdi, you can ask anyone, and you can visit that house. But what we are gonna do is now, one of your fellow devotees actually has gone into this house and took the interview of Kusumji. So Kusumji is Udhavji's wife. She's still there. Udhavji left his body in 1998 and he was 92 years old. But Kusumji is still there. She's also very old. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play now the video interview for Kusumji. It's in Marathi, but I will, some Marathi, some English. I will try to translate there.
We are all now at Shama's place, and with us is Udhavrao ji, Shama's son. त्यांच्या वाईफ आहेत म्हणजे उद्धवरावजीचे सून. Now we can talk to her live. What she.
This is Shamaji's home, original home. What Akshay ji, your fellow devotee, has taken interview, and the right behind what you're seeing is that same Ganpati ji, what we heard the story where Sitaram Mahadev ji from Sholapur brought that Ganpati, blessed it by Baba, and it was given. So we'll hear the same thing over here.
Saying what about Baba and Shama's relation with Sai and Udhavrao, or something about Udhavrao ji. So, बाकी तुमचं त्यांना तुमचं सांगा, तुमच्याबद्दल आधी सांगा, तुम्ही कोण आहात आणि
मी शामांची सुनबाई आहे.
उद्धवरावच्या वाईफ.
उद्धवरावची पत्नी.
नाव सांगा. तुमचं नाव सांगा.
माझं नाव कुसुम देशपांडे.
कुसुम उद्धवराव देशपांडे. आणि आता बाबांबरोबर उद्धवरावचे काय संबंध, कसे रिलेशन होते, कसे काय होते, थोडक्यात तुम्ही काय तुम्हाला.
बाबाचं उद्धवराव नेहमीच्याच करायचे. तुम्ही काय सांगितलं की बाबाच्या कानाला घोषवायचं, मी तुला रुपये देते, चाराने देतो, मी फोडा करायची बाबाची. बाबा त्यांना धरायची, गेली जाती माझ्या कानाला घोषवायचं.
So here the question asked was, what was the relationship with Udhavji and Baba? So she's saying that Udhavji used to ask Baba, tell me your goshti, what's going on in your thoughts, tell me all that stuff, and Udhavji will play mischiefs with Baba, and they because it was the early years, like childhood of Udhavji.
तुम्हाला जे उद्धवरावाने सांगितलं ते तुम्ही सांगताय.
बाबा गोरवास करायचे, सगळ्या पोरांना द्यायचे, पण पत्राळी यायने हातात घेऊन जायचे, पानाचे द्यायचे. मग सगळ्यात नंबर आधी पण असा श्यामाच्या मुलाचा. याला जीव खाल्लं तर पळाले.
So here she's saying that Baba will make doodh bhat, right? And what he will do is, after making, when he is distributing, he will not distribute in the patra, so some plate or he will give it in the hand, and Udhavji will be the first one, being the Shama son. He was one of the favorites. He will be the first one that Baba will give.
आता देव म्हणून काही काही कधी मानलं नाही. बाबा देव आहे आपल्याला काही नाही. पण नंतर समाधी झाल्यानंतर ते प्रसिद्ध व्हायला लागले. तेव्हा मी काही नव्हते. तेव्हा मग आमचं झालं तेव्हा ते 2 आरत्या करायचे. एक सकाळची काकड आरती, एक 12ची आरतीला आमचा नैवेद्य जायचं. काही असो भाजी भाकर दुसरं भाकर नाही काही एखाद्याच्या दिवशी शेंगदाणे गोड, पण आमचा नैवेद्य कोटीपती असायचा. आता राहून राहून गर्दी व्हायला लागली.
So she just mentioned, she said the same thing, that there used to be 2 aartis, Kakad Aarti and Madhyan Aarti.
आम्ही पण ते वाढल्यानंतर मी काही दिवस गेला, पण ते साहेब म्हणे आता तुम्हाला हे गर्दीत काही मग तू बंद केला.
आधी 2च आरती व्हायच्या, म्हणजे समाधीनंतर पण 2च आरती व्हायच्या. नंतर खूप हे नंतर एक संध्याकाळची आरती,
संध्याकाळची आरती नव्हते करत,
आणि
12ची आरती आणि सकाळी काकड आरती, हे 2 आरत्या ते करायचे. तुझ्या घरची झाली का मोडणी असायचं, कोणाला विचार. अंगावर 10 वाजता पाणी घेतलं, आरती होतं, काही बोलायचं नाही. आरती झाली का मग बोलायचं. तुम्ही एखादा माणूस मिळाला त्याला घरी आणायचं, जेवण घालायचं.
So she's saying that during those old days, Nivedya Aarti, Nivedya used to go to Baba's Samadhi from Shama's house. And it can be bhakri, pitla bhakri, or some good singdana, right? But then when the rush started increasing, right, of course, Baba getting more popular, lot of crowd coming there. So some authorized person said not to send.
गर्दी नसायची. बरं बाबांचे पुतळा नव्हता, फोटो होता. आणि सगळे लोक वर बसायचे अभिषेकाला. 8 आणे अभिषेक.
8 आणे अभिषेक, 50 पैसा अभिषेक at that point of time.
वर बसायचे सगळे. आणि 11 रुपयात सत्यनारायण.
11 रुपये सत्यनारायण.
त्या टायमाचं, आता नाही. आणि बाबाचे फुलं दिले इतके काही येत नव्हते. बरोबर. तिथं इरिगेशन बंगला आहे, तिथून पूजारी फुलं आणायची, हार करायचा आणि त्या फोटोला घालायचं. गर्दी काही इतकी नव्हती. 2 नारळ फुटले तर आम्हाला असं वाटायचं जास्तीच जाते. म्हणजे त्या टायमाचंच आमचं. आत्ताच नाही.
उद्धवरावजी बरोबर बाबांचे अजून काय काहीतरी काय गोष्टी अजून काय आहेत का?
बरेच काय आता बाबांचं काय त्यांचं मला नाही का, पण ते जे बोलले ते तुम्हाला मी सांगितलं.
आणि दुसरं ते काय.
So he's asking, again the stories between Udhavrao and Baba. So he said there are a lot of stories.
काल तुम्हाला मी ते रेकॉर्डिंग ऐकवली त्या टॉनी एंजिनियरची, ते तुम्हाला ठाऊक आहे का? ते तुम्ही ऐकलं, ते काल तुम्ही ऐकलं उद्धवरावजीचा आवाज, ते तुम्हाला.
So the question asked to Kusumji is that actually Akshayji talked or showed him the interview of Udhavji with Dr. Antonio. So she's going to reply.
अच्छा, त्यांचा हिशोबच नव्हता. जर बसले मुंबईवाले पुणे आले 2-2 तास त्यांचं चालेल. बरोबर. आता हे दिल्लीवाले चंद्रभान सत्पथी सारखी यायचे.
चंद्रभान सत्पथी is also connected with the Kakasaheb District Trust also, and he also used to come here. That Aji is telling this.
चंद्रभान सत्पथी त्यांच्या कानाला कानच लावला ते. मला काहीच कळायचं नाही. मी म्हणायची बाबा
So what she's saying is that the question is about interview Dr. Antonio. So she's saying that Udhavji can talk for hours about Baba, and a lot of people used to come because Udhavji was there till 1998. So a lot of devotees came, and he will talk about Baba and share with them. And Dr. Satpathy ji and him will spend hours sitting in the corner about Baba, talking about Baba.
जेव्हा ते वाढले तेव्हा मला यांचं पण वेगळंच आले ते 10 दिवसांनी. म्हणजे आई तू काही काळजी नको आणि आई नाही. ते हादरले ना मग. आता काय करायचं नाही, म्हणजे काही त्यांचं होतं त्यांना नोकरी नव्हती किंवा काही पैसे नाही, जे असंच चालायचं. बोरावती असायच्या. त्यांचं बरोबर खूप होतं.
She's talking about Dr. Satpathy. Guru Dr. Satpathy is also connected with too many mandirs. She is claiming that Dr. Satpathy gave her too much support after Udhavji.
2 वर्षातच आलेली म्हणजे या
2 वर्षात आता ते मुंबईमध्ये नाही आहेत, ते अमेरिकात आहेत. आम्ही त्यांना ओळखतो, ते अमेरिकात आहेत.
नाही आता दिल्लीला आहे ना.
दिल्लीला आहेत. ते येतील.
माझ्याकडे रिपोर्ट असतं ना.
अच्छा. आणि दुसरं अंदाजित उद्धवरावजीचं कधी त्यांचं देहावसान कधी झालं अंदाजित कुठच्या साली झालं?
एवढं मला सांग.
The question asked is, when did Udhavrao leave his body?
आषाढ महिना होता.
आषाढ महिना.
आणि गुरुपौर्णिमा लोकांचं जाऊ आला.
गुरुपौर्णिमा
मोठी पांडुरंगाची
एकादशी, आषाढी एकादशी.
तर त्याच्या दुसऱ्या दिवशी यांचा जाऊ आला.
आषाढी एकादशी was there 10th, so 10 days before Ekadashi maybe.
तुम्ही असं करा, बाहेर जा, पाठी त्याच्या.
Okay, we'll see to it. She's saying that there is something written on the plate also. We'll see to it.
So the year was 1998, and he left 10 days before the Ekadashi, and the month was July. Around 10 days before Guru Purnima, around that time.
And आता आधी
गणपती बाबांनी दिला असं ते मला सांगत होते.
मी उद्धवरावजींना मी स्वतः पण भेटलो होतो. उद्धवरावजी मला बोलले होते 1990 मला वाटतं 90 ते 92 साली की बाबांनी त्यांना हा गणपती दिला होता श्यामाला, आणि 40 किलोचा हा दगडी मूर्ती आहे.
ती आता तिची आखी जर तुम्हाला मी सांगतो त्या गणपती मला त्यांनी सांगितली की मी तुम्हाला मला लवाडीचं काम येत
नाही. मला स्वतःहून सांगितलं होतं. मी भेटलो होतो तर ते मला बोलले होते की मला श्यामाला स्वतःहून दिले होते. ते इथेच बसले होते.
सोलापूरचा आजगावकर माणूस होता.
कोल्हापूरचा आजगावकर
त्यांनी हा गणपती आणला होता. कांद्यामध्ये वेगवेगळी आला, कोपरगावला उतरला, कांद्यात घातला, घेऊन आला. त्याची एवढी श्रद्धा होती तर बाबांनी मांडीवर द्यावा, हात देतो मला द्यावा.
So she is saying the same thing what we heard from Udhavji, that Ajwaukar from Sholapur came, Kopargaon to then Shirdi, and Baba put it in his lap and then gave it to Shama.
सगळे बसले होते म्हणतात ते सांगायचं म्हणजे अर्थ सांगत होतो. ते म्हणे सगळे बसले होते, त्यांनी गणपती आणलं, बाबा हातले माझ्यावर घेतला, बसले. घरी शाळा इकडे येत गणपती तुला घेऊन जा. तो गणपती आला.
मी पण ऐकलंय आणि त्याच्याच तोंडी ऐकलंय, साहेबांच्या तोंडी उद्धवरावजी मी भेटलो होतो. आम्ही पण
गणपती तेव्हा मिळालेला आहे. आणि मी खूप आजारी होते 10 वर्षापूर्वी. तुम्हाला मंदिरात जाता येत नव्हतं. तेव्हा काही हातपाय चांगले होते पण उठून असं उभं राहता येत नाही. तर मग मी रोज ध्यास करायची, बाबा मला येता येत नाही, बाबा हे तुमच्यासारखं आलं मला. आणि आई काय झालं म्हणजे काय नाही. तर म्हणजे माझं साई बाबा आहे, तुम्हाला देऊ का नाही. आता मला काय वाटलं एवढं आणत ते म्हणलं द्या. आणि त्यांनी आल्यावर आणलं.
So now she's telling about Baba sitting next to Ganpati ji, that 10 years back she was sick and a devotee came to her house and said, I have one Baba and can I bring and keep it here? So she said, yeah, and that's what it is.
त्याला 11 वर्ष झाले, 11-12. तो माझ्याकडे खूप विचार आहे. आपल्या 2 जण म्हणे मग तुम्ही म्हणलंय बाबा त्यांनी दिलं ना मी ठेवलं. मला काही माहिती, माझं जी सेवा करायची ते तो जरी बसेल पण तो माझे कामं करतो. मला एवढं माहिती.
You can take shoots of Ganpati Bappa and what she is telling now. You can shoot the
shooting very well
and
Ganpatichi,
Udhavji and Kusumji. Dr. Satpathy is also there.
त्यांनीच मला आधार दिला. कोणी आलं ना दिल्लीचं तर चालायची तिथं आधी घरी जा, तिला पहा काही नसलं हाताने खाली हाताने.
So I think that's what that concludes our session on Udhavji. A lot of new information we got it, and in a different fashion, because this session actually is being recorded offline. Although I can see some of the devotees are watching on YouTube, but we definitely missed Dr. Antonio. But this was Baba's wish. So what we will do is I will end the stream right now, and